It's my pleasure to be here with Mark Graham, the Chief Platform Officer of commonsku, and you also have a distributor company, Right Sleeve Innovator. Mark Graham, hey, thanks for visiting with me.
Thank you, Jeff, and I'm honored that you're wearing your Skewbot shirt there. We're like twinsies here.
Well, yeah, and the thing that's really great is, I'm old and senile, and sometimes I forget who I am. So, it's really good. Oh yeah, Jeff, that's right, got it. Now,
That's right.
yeah, you're an innovator in the industry, and really blow me away. And what we want to share with the audience in these few minutes is tell us about innovation and what you're doing, and the new way business really will be done, whether our industry wants to accept it or not. Let's just be real. The old ways out, new ways, how people are going to communicate. It's a new ball game. So let's touch on that for a bit.
So I think one tack that I would take, Jeff, is in what we've specifically done with commonsku is we have created a business management platform that not only allows distributors to streamline their business from the very first step all the way to the final step. So that in and of itself is a nice feature. But what's really neat about the way that we've designed the software is that we have brought together all of the suppliers and all of the distributors onto one platform and have created a social marketplace that allows for distributors and suppliers to interact with one another. And all of those interactions ultimately lead to business. So one of the things that we thought was really important when designing the application was how can we create something that's modern, that's clean, that's cloud-based, and that brings together the supply chain in such a way that people can work better and smarter together.
And I gotta say, some of the old people might not even know what the heck you're talking about, because they only know one way. I mean, here I'm going to send you, here's my latest specials, here's my product. It's all product driven as opposed to relationship and social interaction driven. And
Right.
the next generation, this is all the buzz right now. I've written about it. PPAI is all over it with Seth Barnett. The millennials, the next generation. So now we're getting it. But I think that is the key difference is the way interaction is going to be done between suppliers, distributors, and their end user buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that what you're saying there, Jeff, is that there's a difference between what's called push marketing and pull marketing today. And so push marketing, very broadly defined, could be those email blasts or the products that are being pushed out at nauseum to distributors as well as to end clients. And push marketing, make no mistake, does work on occasion. But what I think we're seeing here in 2016, and it doesn't matter whether it's for a millennial or whether it's for an old guy like yourself, you're the one who said it, not me.
Yeah,
That I think
I
that
own it.
a lot of people, again, it doesn't matter what age and stage you're at, are starting to shy away from push marketing. And pull marketing is where you're bringing the customer into the conversation and that you're developing a relationship and that it's really focused on long-term interactions as opposed to these short-term transactions that are being pounded at you ad nauseum. So that's one of the things that we've really tried to do with commonsku is celebrate the fact that each and every one of us in the industry is a unique personality, that we each have something to say. And that's what ultimately drives business. And that's why people do business with people they like. And we recognize that not only applies between distributors and suppliers, but it sure as heck explains the relationship between a distributor and their end client. And what we're seeing is that push marketing is a thing of the past. It used to work. It no longer works now. And that's the trend that we're really trying to be at the bleeding edge of.
And there is so much that we could talk about here, but to keep our time manageable, I want to talk a little bit about SKUCon, a conference you've created now for a few years. It's amazing. And while we realize that not everybody can go to SKUCon Chicago, and there are a few spots left there, there's also at the Expo. But for people that are involved in the commonsku platform, and it's free to be engaged, you've created like Facebook for the industry on the platform, because there's so much that's going to be shared at the SKUCon conference. and people will have access to that. So that's a way that if you're interested in what Mark's saying and the next generation and all these things, you can go deeper and just find this on your own. So let's talk about the commonsku platform and so forth and how they can access it.
Right. So specifically with regard to SKUCon, what we knew was important is that there was an opportunity to create an offline version of the commonsku community. So for those people that are listening to this that are familiar with commonsku, they know that it is a social marketplace where distributors and suppliers can sign up for free and create a profile in a way that is somewhat similar to Facebook. There are many differences as well. And what we thought would be really great is we've got all these dynamic personalities on the online platform. What would happen if we create an environment where people could come together in real life and connect offline and educate one another, connect with one another, and inspire one another? And that was really the simple concept. And what we've done with each SKUCon is we've come up with a theme for each one of them. So we're now in Chicago. It's going to be one day before the ASI show on July 12th. And the whole theme for this upcoming SKUCon is creativity and how creativity specifically drives business results. So yes, it'll be very right-brained, but it'll also be very left-brained as well, because we know that at the end of the day, whatever we're talking about has to drive tangible business results. But at the same time, we're also really interested in how we can celebrate the things that will make this industry great for the next 5 to 10 years, as opposed to doing things the way they've always been done that may be a little bit more on the outs. And Jeff, I also think that you mentioned it. Not everyone is able to make SKUCon. We only have a limited number of seats that are available. But all of our content is available for free for everyone who is on the commonsku platform, whether they're a social user or whether they're a business software user. And we'll share that link with you where you can see all of our keynotes from 2015, from 2016, as well as Chicago once we finish that conference in July.
Right, and I have to share that really SKUCon is like nothing else in the industry. It is not a traditional kind of event, and the people that tend to be attracted to it are people who are outside the box thinkers like me and others, and really the interaction is just amazing. So I'm very much looking forward to Chicago, and you also do it at the PPI Expo, and I would encourage anybody to attend that. And I know that you do it right. It's at killer locations, and this one's at the Virgin Hotel there in Chicago. And I know you that doesn't happen magically. There are some great companies who support your efforts, and I think it's worth recognizing who those companies are.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question that this conference would be very, very difficult to put on without the support of some really special people. And if I was to give, some examples of some folks that have been focused on helping us, we've got Rumi, that has been a wonderful supporter. We've got Hit Promotional Products, our good friends at Maple Ridge, Bam Bams, Next, Gemline, the great folks at Snugs USA are going to be helping us out again this year. Sanmar, Peerless, and we also have a really great supplier, Redwood Classics. They're out of Toronto, which is where I'm from, that produce some incredible made in Canada sweatshirts and sweatpants. They're just a really innovative, creative supplier. So without the support of these folks, it would be really hard for us to put this on. And we like to thank and honor them wherever we can go.
Right, absolutely. So just to wrap up, now people would find commonsku. Let's give them the web address and kind of direct them so they can find what's happening.
Yep. It's super easy. All the actions at commonsku.com. That's where you can learn about the social network. You can learn about the business software. Suppliers who are interested in commonsku can see all of the things that we do for them on that website. And that's also where you can join the social network as well. That's a free product, and you can just find that on commonsku.com. And information about SKUCon is very easy to find as well. It's commonsku.com/SKUCon.
I just
There you
love
go.
the names. You come up with the common SKU, you get the bargain. Very, I would, I love Mark. He thinks outside the box. Brilliant. So I'm so glad we had the opportunity to visit and share this with some people that might open their eyes to kind of fresh ways of thinking, and it's not something that's going away. This is going to be the next generation of what's happening in the industry, and it's just a pleasure to be able to share that with folks.
Yeah. And you know what, Jeff? I know that we're trying to wrap up, but I want to give a real shout out to you.
Oh,
Not to embarrass you or put you on the spot, but I think that your listeners and viewers should know that you have been a supporter right from day one. You have been incredibly curious and very progressive in how it is that you have been involved in the platform, not only with your great content, but you've been at each of our SKU cons, producing great content and evangelizing and spreading the word. And I can tell you that the platform is only as good as the amazing people that are on it. So yes, I gave a shout out to our great sponsors, but this is an opportunity for us to give a real shout out to the users and the people who are part of the community, which makes it so special. So thank you, Jeff Spallum.
right. It's going to be great. Looking forward to seeing you in Chicago and, of course, again at in Vegas at the PPI Expo. So thanks. Have an awesome day.